Hey guys, this is Ron. Do you like movies?
Hey guys, this is Ragnar. Do you like alcohol?
Hey guys, this is Stu. Do you like punishments?
Hey guys, this is Chase. You want to hear me get alcohol poisoning?
Hey guys, this is Lenny. Ever wonder what a spicy boner is? If so, come on down to Barrel Age Flicks and give us a listen.
Welcome to a very special episode of Deluxe Edition. We're calling this the Deluxe Edition Network Holiday Extravaganza. I'm your host, Casey Shearer. Joining me, as always, Ray, the podcaster.
What's going on, Casey?
Not too much, man. We already have some people here in the waiting room. So very quickly, I'm going to run down through the plugs. And then you're going to do your news. And then we have a couple special guests. And I invited even more people. I'm not exactly sure who's going to be showing up tonight.
Are you sure we can't just bring everybody in for the news?
Yeah, we could do that.
That'd be easier, man, because
right.
I hate I don't need Fugazi in the waiting room. Let's bring everybody in, man.
All right. Joining us from the Real Drunks, Matty Marleau.
Hey, guys.
How are you, man?
Doing good. Got my brewski. I'm ready to rock.
All right.
And from Spoil My Movie, Elle and Chris.
Hey, what's up?
How are you guys?
Hey.
I also am ready to rock. I have my chamomile tea.
Ah, nice.
Awesome.
How
about you, Chris? What are you drinking tonight?
I'm not drinking anything. I'm just wholly unprepared.
All right, let's do a little house cleaning. We are all a part of the Deluxe Edition Network, and you can find all these great shows over at deluxeeditionnetwork.com. And you guys want to do your plugs quick where everyone can find you guys?
Sure. So you can find us at Spoil My Movie, and I'm actually rocking our t-shirt. Spoil My Movie, where we discuss movies and movie trailers, and it's guaranteed to spoil your movie.
Nice. Yeah, you can find us at The Real Drunks. That's REEL, like movie real. You know, people get confused by that sometimes. Anywhere you get your podcasts, there you go, right there.
Nice.
Find us on Instagram at The Real Drunks. Yeah, we basically talk movies, alcohol, booze, beer. A lot of craft beers, a lot of whiskeys, and basically a lot of nonsense. So, check us out.
Nice.
And I forgot to pop up. This is the logo for Spoil My Movies. Sorry, guys.
There it is.
Also, lots of nonsense coverage.
And Ray, where can people find you, bud?
You can find me at Deluxe Edition. You can also find me at 10 Cent Beer Night Podcast. I am the host of that piece of crap. Sorry I don't post over there enough. Busy with Deluxe Edition. You know, it's a full-time job, my friend.
Yeah, we are. Ray and I are all caught up through the new year. So any episodes that are coming out, if you'd like to hear next week's episode with Sam Benjamin, our Christmas episode, you can go over to our patreon.com/Deluxe Edition Pod and get that early. Or if you'd like to hear our episode with Kevin Van Hentenrick from Basket Case, you can sign up there. And I think that's about it. We're over at Instagram and Twitter, Deluxe Edition Pod. I don't want to take up too much time here with our nonsense. Right?
Well, don't forget the merch.
Yeah, merch. All right. whatamaneuver.net/collections/deluxe-edition.
Also, I have merch over at tpublic.com. The feds recently cracked down on me for my official bootleg, but that's not going to stop me. Right now, the bootlegs are down, but they're coming back. You watch. They'll come back, and it's going to take a goddamn task force to stop me from putting the bootlegs up. So be prepared, people.
Yeah, we got a cease and desist letter the other day from the feds, and Ray had to immediately take down a bootleg shirt. So,
well, all my bootleg shit's down right now. So
yeah,
it
was an official bootleg though. I don't understand.
Well, I don't understand. If I put official bootleg on it, how can they stop me?
It is what it is.
Yeah, it's semantics,
All right, Ray.
Hmm?
Let's do the news.
So let's do some goddamn news. So James Cameron says he's thinking about rebooting the Terminator of all fucking things. And, the T-800 cyborg assassin would be rebooted. Not Arnold. Sarah Connor would have to be rebooted. I don't like this idea.
No.
What do you think?
No, I don't think that they should reboot. Like I heard this said before, they shouldn't remake good movies. They should remake movies that didn't do well. Like the Terminator was a great classic movies, or all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Don't touch them. Go do something. Go remake something that didn't do well. Or here's a great idea. Just come up with something original.
That's a concept.
Do you know how hard that is?
Yes, that's why we're not writing movies.
It's hard to hear that because Terminator 2 is actually my all-time favorite film of all time. It's I think one of the movies that holds up kind of the best from like all those old movies, and especially like we're talking like high octane action packed. I feel like even now, except for like a couple of scenes with the CG, even now it's still really impressive, not just like graphics wise but like action wise and just the plot and everything. So it's really it's just like we know that movie was phenomenal and people really insist on recreating it and they keep failing, and I don't understand why they think that they're gonna make it better.
But this is the time. This time, unfuck their timeline.
We actually got to talk to Gary Davis, who did a lot of the stunts from Part 2, like that whole semi coming off the bridge thing.
Yeah. I know that. I remember. I see the guy all the time when like, oh, that's the double.
Yeah. But like, if they do this and they reboot it, Part 2 gets redone and probably isn't even close to the same movie, which is scary. That's like fucking with aliens.
Yeah.
Right? Like
I wish they just stop making sequels to it, to be honest, because they're just.
Well, they're bad. Yeah, they're all bad. But
anything after 2 was just bad.
Yep. Yeah, well.
And like it's hard to imagine that whole franchise without Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm sorry.
Well, I was just about to ask.
You ever heard of our podcast? It's an ode to Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah. Well, I have to ask though, if you had to pick one person to play the Terminator other than Arnold, who's a current actor, who would you pick to play the Terminator?
That's a good one.
Maddie?
That's tough because, like, you have that, like, really icy, sort of inhumane, like, vibe. Depending also if they're good, they're bad, or what whatever's going on. But like, let's just
say now, with the lightning crackles and his naked ass is right there, who's the actor standing there butt ass naked and get ready to beat up the biker and take his clothes?
Good ass. Like,
I have a wrestler.
Tatum has an amazing ass, and he would be awful as a Terminator.
There's an AEW wrestler, current wrestler right now. His name is Brian Cage, and he goes by the moniker the Machine. I would like to see him play the Terminator if they reboot it.
I can see that. That dude's like yoked.
Yeah.
Like super yoked.
Yeah.
You guys ever watch X-Files, like back in the day?
Yeah.
Or yesterday. I mean, like, I love it.
Yeah, that's a good one.
The alien hunter, the bounty hunter. I don't know his name. He's the one with the shapeshifter, and he's got that, like, stick thing.
I never watched it.
Oh, Of course you didn't. I'm trying to think. God damn it. Who is that?
He
I'm trying to
looks a
think the
lot
guys-
like Arnold Schwarzenegger, so this is kind of cheap.
Mm.
What about the guy?
Brian
that played,
Thompson.
There you go.
What about the guy that was in Creed 2 that played Drago's son? That
Sure.
guy probably-
Yeah, I don't know his
can't
name, but
Isn't it? Yeah. But and that's the other thing is that every movie now is sort of going through a diversity filter, so it's not going to be a white guy. That's
Oh,
it
I
even be
disagree. I
might even be a
disagree.
woman.
that's that idea because
I'm gonna pick the same actor I always pick for every reboot. I'm gonna go Zac Efron.
Well, just
Well,
go with
if-
The Rock at the
if they
he's in
do it-
everything.
If they do it right after this Carrie Von Erich or the Von Erich movie that they're filming, he's pretty yoked.
He's
as
fucking
you say,
ripped,
Maddie.
dude.
Yeah, he's big. So now would be the time to get him.
Mhm.
I'm all right with that.
Only if he does an Arnold impersonation though with his voice. That's the only way I allow it. If Zach does the voice, then I'm all in.
the other piece of this is like Sarah Connor. I'm sorry, but like Sarah Connor was
Ooh.
phenomenal, and the reason she was phenomenal is because she was mousy in the first film. So the
Yeah.
concept of having her like evolve to this badass is what made Sarah Connor amazing in that second film. And
Well, and see, that's the problem because with the culture now, they're gonna make her a badass right off the rip.
Yep.
She's gonna go from house mom to blowing people away in the streets like nothing. Like that's what's gonna happen if they reboot this.
Yeah, and I think that's why we loved her so damn much because in that first film she was kind of annoying, trying to like just sort of stay alive, and then
Right.
in that second one she's just a force, and she didn't have to try to be tough, like she just was.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
let's be real.
the best part of it. That's the evolution of the character, which they don't bother with anymore.
Nope.
Yeah.
And
Now,
like
if they were
when
to
I
ever,
saw
if they were to ever like reboot that, and Aliens, you have to get Jennifer Lawrence to play Ripley and Sarah Connor because
That's not a
she's
bad pick.
She's the first female action star.
Yeah. Yeah,
What
that
is
is
this?
true.
What
That
is
is
this?
true.
The Sarah Connor Chronicles. I'd never heard of this. Was this a?
Oh,
You never
yeah.
heard of that?
No.
Oh yeah, that was Sarah Connor was played by Laura Headley, the chick from Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and
okay.
she was
Yeah, I host the
300.
pop culture podcast. Why would I know any of this stuff?
I remember watching it. I remember that chick from Serenity or
Yeah.
Firefly was in it too.
she was the Terminator. She was
Summer.
the Terminator, yeah.
Yeah.
Summer, yeah.
She was.
All right, Ray. What's
You want
next?
would you like the next story?
Yeah, let's move on.
All right, this is a double story, all right? So earlier today, I saw that The Rock posted about Black Adam is kind of getting the cold shoulder from DC moving forward from James Gunn. He said there might be something coming up, but you're not getting another movie, basically. And The Rock, being the ultimate gentleman that he is, said, I'm cool with that. My skin's thick. We're still friends. Everything's cool. Now, what's even cooler, though, is Alex Winter posted that James Gunn is all in on Phase 2, doing a Freaked Part 2 in the DC universe. I don't know how familiar you are with this movie Freaked, but Alex Winter is a fucking madman genius with this movie. It's about a guy who goes to this thing and they turn him into a monster, and then there's a bunch of other people turn into monsters. Keanu Reeves makes an appearance in this movie as one of the freaks, uncredited. This is one of the most crazy movies I've ever seen. It's amazing. And I actually interviewed him 2 years ago and asked him why there was no part 2 to this. And by cracky, I'm finally getting it, and I'm super excited. But how do you feel about it? Yeah, how do you feel about him telling The Rock, I'm out on Black Adam, but this fucking B-list movie that's only loved by Alex Winter fans is getting in? How do you guys feel about that?
I mean,
So it's
Black
not
Adam,
Freaked has nothing to do with DC, right? It's
Moving forward, it will become a part of the DC universe.
okay. So who's going to be who's like? Tell us about Freaked. What's the? Is there a superhero in it or what? Like, how is
No.
it? How is it? How can it be in the?
Don't fucking know, but apparently there's some kind of script rolling around where it's gonna have superheroes now, which is insane.
This is like Scooby Doo meets Batman.
Yeah, it's kind of like.
I never did either.
Oh, it's fucking amazing. It's one of my favorite movies. It's just one of those movies that's so goddamn strange, and you're like, how did this get made? Like, how in the hell did Alex Winter write this and get it made? It's just one of those things where, like, I asked him, like, how the hell did you come up with this? And he's like, well, I'm friends with the Butthole Surfer, so what the hell you want from me?
I have not heard of that band in years.
Yeah, he actually he directed their videos, some of them.
Huh.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
He also made another movie that they were in about some cannibals that ate travelers and shit. What the fuck was it? Was like really like one of the first things he did. It's fucking insane, but the Butthole Surfers are actually in that movie.
So I kind of lost track of like the DC universe. Are they starting a new?
They're doing
Are they
like a
starting
full
something
reboot.
new? And is
Yeah.
it Black Adam?
They're rebooting it, like because we just talked about this on the Real Drunks on the last episode we just posted the other day, and yeah, Henry Cavill as Superman's out.
Yep.
Black
Everybody's
Adam's
out.
probably Everybody's out. So they're not even making a Wonder Woman 3. They're not making.
Did you see the
Aquaman
story
and
about
Aquaman.
that? Did you see the story about the Wonder Woman thing? They sent James Gunn the script, and he said hard pass.
Well, did you see the second Wonder Woman, the 1984?
Yeah.
Garbage. That was garbage. The
Yeah.
first
Yeah.
one was great. I loved it. But the second one, hard pass.
At this
It was
point,
the
Warner
best.
Brothers has to do like a Hail Mary play with the DC universe because it's a hot pile of garbage.
It really is. It
Well,
never-
but once again, if you're gonna do a fucking Hail Mary, James Gunn's the guy to go with.
Yes.
I would agree with that.
Yep. Agreed.
Yeah, I feel like it never ever even got to like the lower rungs of where the MCU is. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
like, it just never.
Which is
even-
unfortunate because like this, I always like DC stories better. Like I was a Superman guy, a Batman kid. You know, like I love them.
Well, I will say that the new Batman with the Twilight guy, it's actually not bad.
I
No,
heard
yeah, it's
that-
not bad.
But I'm
It's-
like a
it's a
little,
little-
tired of watching the Waynes die over and over, and the,
So
Yeah.
awkward.
Yeah.
the origin story over and over. I'm just so sick of it that I'm
Yeah.
We don't need it.
move on
Well,
now.
I'd like
Yeah.
them to, just move forward, give this guy another movie because emo Batman was actually pretty fucking cool.
Honestly, like I got maybe halfway through it, and maybe I wasn't in the mood to watch it. Jake, my co-host on the Real Drunks, always gives me shit for it because he loves it. I just couldn't get into it at the time. I need to give it another shot.
Honestly, I'll tell you right now, if I'm being honest, I had to watch this thing 3 times before I even gave a fuck about it, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's a
So
lot
is
of-
he going
that's a lot
too?
of shots, yeah.
That's, honestly,
I
it
think
starts
they're
with,
keeping that one.
Oh, okay.
yeah, that one's.
I
super.
heard they're keeping that one. But yeah, all the other ones, and they got Shazam coming out, I think, next month. Is that when it comes out? I think
It's
next month?
coming out, but I've heard that they're
Yeah.
not excited for this thing.
I like the first Shazam, and I'm kind of
I
excited
do
for
too.
this one.
I
we'll
like
see.
the actor.
Oh,
I
yeah.
did not like I loved him on Chuck. I thought
Chuck
he was
is one of my
fucking
favorite-
fantastic.
Yeah, Chuck is one of my favorite shows. The first 3
Yeah.
seasons. After
I
the
own
third
that.
season,
I own it on DVD. That's how much I like it.
I will
like
go through
I
it
bought
once
it.
a year. Once a year, I'll go through and rewatch it, and then I get to like the 3rd season, and then I slowly start watching the 4th and 5th season, and then I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I
So-
love that show.
Going back to Black Adam, did anybody see Black Adam?
No.
I did.
Any
My
good?
son did. He loved it, but everybody else hated it.
Yeah, but he's
It-
11.
yeah.
No, like.
I mean, it's worth watching, but it's not great.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's what I would say. If I'm Dwayne The Rock Johnson, I create 7 Hawaiian superheroes and create my own fucking universe and just go with it because 7 Hawaiian superheroes created by some kind of volcano god. Fuck, I'm all in on that story.
I
Just
already
bring the
watched
bloodline.
that movie.
Just the bloodline.
If I was Dwayne
Yeah.
the Rock Johnson, I would take the rest of my life off. Like he doesn't have to fucking do anything.
He's not going to do that though, and you know it.
I know, but like honestly, why? Like we don't
Because
he doesn't need to do anything.
we need a goddamn traditional Hawaiian superhero. We need that.
He should go
didn't
back and help
realize it till now, but I think you're
WWE. They fucking need it. They need him.
Yeah.
I mean, his career is not going to suffer. He's going to make a ton of more
Well.
action for movies.
Right.
Know, honestly, the DCU needs The Rock more than The Rock needs the DCU.
maybe
yeah, absolutely.
maybe just do movies strictly with Kevin Hart.
Well, anything where he's dressed like a jungle dude, he's in.
Right?
Like that's when they send him a script. All he reads is the front page, and it
Just Dr.
says
Bravestone.
right, and it says exterior jungle. He doesn't even read the rest. He throws it over his shoulder, puts the outfit on, shows up for the thing. The eyebrow goes up. He makes his chest dance, and they're like, "Fuck, give this guy $40 million. This is our star."
Has anyone seen the show that he does on television, The Young Rock? Has anyone watched that?
I haven't watched it.
Yeah, I
I've
know
been
you're a
kinda
wrestling
wanting to
fan,
check
Matty.
it out.
I watched
What's that?
I said I know you're a wrestling fan a little bit, so I watched
Yeah.
the first episode and I was like, these guys don't. I don't know. It just wasn't.
I just
I didn't
because
like it.
I follow him. I follow him on Instagram and all that, and he always posts about it and like, oh, we got this actor or this person to play this wrestler, and I'm like, that doesn't even look like him.
Yeah.
So
No,
it
exactly.
just kind of takes me out of it. Like, Becky Lynch does not look like Cyndi Lauper to me.
Right. Yeah. All right, let's bring in Ray. Before you get to another news story, we have
let's get him in here.
member of our network here,
Mm-hmm.
Scotch Beck. How are you, man?
Scotty, what's up, brother?
Doing well, man. How you guys doing?
Good, man. Plug your show. Tell everyone where they can find you before Ray goes into his next news segment.
Sorry to interrupt the news there, Ray.
Nah, that's fine.
No, we were finished. We were finished with that segment.
Yeah, so I'm a member of the BEV'S Video Kingdom. Thank you for the logo. So yeah, we're a movie podcast, and we talk about various movies, and we do one episode based on a movie, and then the following week we do a draft based on something kind of off the movie, like an actor from that movie. We'll do a draft on a certain actor, or like when we did Dazed and Confused, we did Best Stoner in a film. So super fun. And so basically what we do is we draft teams, and then we have somebody come on as a judge and then pick who had the best team and who sucked. And we have a lot of shit talking and a lot of fun. Matt's actually been on our show. He's on a show recently. And he was actually one of the judges for a recent draft. So it's a lot of fun, and we just have a great time.
Yeah, your drafts are awesome. Your show, everyone's show is so great. Check it out. DeluxeEditionNetwork.com. You can find all the shows over there in one place. All right, Ray.
All right, moving on with the news. So here's one that this is a normal human being that did this, okay? So on December 19th, police in Arizona arrested a man for driving in the carpool lane because there was no other passengers except for an inflatable Grinch in the passenger seat. Well, they didn't cite him. They cited him. They didn't arrest him, but it's Christmas time. Should he get a pass in December for the Grinch? I mean, how do you feel about that? Like, he went to a lot of effort to buy this thing, and we don't know. Maybe the Grinch works at the mall. Maybe he's dropping it off. We don't know all the answers here.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Definitely based on the season, you'd think that he'd get a pass for, at least he got the season right. And it's, because you hear about this all the time, people putting random things in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd give him a pass on this one just because.
I think you should.
Season. Yeah.
It's funny you bring the story up because I was just speaking to my parents last night. We were going to dinner. And I don't know if you guys ever remember this old fast food restaurant from like 30 years ago called Rax. It's like it's basically the predecessor of Arby's. You know, the roast beef sandwiches and all that.
Yeah.
So my stepfather used to work as a maintenance guy for that chain, and their mascot was a giant alligator, right? And they had him one day dress up like the giant alligator, and he drove through the carpool lane in his truck with that alligator costume, sitting in the passenger seat with a cigarette in his mouth. And it was just funny because we were just talking about this last night. So yeah, give him a
that's
pass.
awesome.
Yeah.
I think he should get a pass, simply because I've never heard of anybody doing that with a Grinch.
Yeah.
And it's season appropriate. In Long Island, New York, where I used to live, it's common in the HOV lanes to be pulled over if you only have a baby in a baby carrier, because a lot of people will try to scam things and put a doll in a baby carrier.
Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are you, brother?
What's going on to everybody?
Joining us now, very special guest, writer and director of Roseblood, the Friday the 13th fan film. How are you, brother?
Good, man. How you guys doing? Introduce me to this lovely.
All right. Go ahead, everyone. Introduce yourself.
Oh, I guess I'll go.
Yeah, you just want us to all scream? Jesus Christ, Casey. Control the situation.
Yeah. Who's hosting this show?
Matty, introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Matt. I'm one of the hosts of the Real Drunks podcast.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Good to meet you.
Yeah, good to meet you.
I'm Peter Anthony. I wore a shirt so I don't forget it.
This is Spoiled by Movie.
Yep.
Chris and Elle, say hello.
Hello. We have
I'm Elle, also rocking our shirts.
I'm going to figure out the backwards.
Chris, so Al is the female and Chris is the gentleman. Is that correct?
Elle.
Al?
L.
L, like Kal-El. I got you.
Yeah, there you go.
Exactly, like Kal-El.
I was thinking Elle McPherson, but yeah, that works.
Ah.
Well, I like Kal-El so much more.
Yeah, right. That's cool if you can get.
And Scott?
Yeah, my name is Scotch Beck. I'm on the BEV'S Video Kingdom podcast. I'm not wearing our shirt, but I'm wearing a Christmas shirt.
Awesome.
So,
and then
if
your
you believe in
co-host.
Christmas.
Yes.
Never met before, sir.
Yes, I am Ray. I am the co-host. It's good to meet you.
Good to meet you too. I'm sure you heard some things about me, mostly bad. I'm assuming.
Some bad, some good, somewhere in the middle.
I would love to tell the crowds, Casey, how I met you and the first thing you said to me when we were going to film that funny story.
Absolutely, go ahead, please.
So we had Friday 13th, the movie Roseblood, this mask right here, and Casey won a raffle to play Jason. If you could throw some pictures up, that'd be cool. Of Jason in an outfit, he actually kills somebody in our movie, and he won it. So he calls me. You figure he's like all excited. We never met or anything. He's like, yeah, there it is. That's him in the outfit with the mask.
That's awesome.
Glasses. Tell him about the glasses too.
That's the real Jason right there. So he called me on the phone. He's like, "Hey man, what's going on?" I'm like, "Oh, cool." But I don't even know what he
sound
looks
like that.
Yeah,
That's exactly what you sound like.
Yeah. So I was scared because our Jason is 6'5", 250 or something. So I was like, "Man, how tall are you?" And he's like 6'3", 6'4", 250. I'm like, "Oh, that's fucking great." He's like, "Hey man, two questions for you, man." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Do I have to shave my beard, bro?" And I was like, "Oh man, you're gonna be under the hood. You're good." He's like, "Another thing, can I like smoke weed all the time?" And I'm like, "No, it's Sean's property. You could smoke before, but you can't smoke on the property." He's like, "All right, man. There's a good shop in the Seattle airport. I'll be all right." True story. Yeah.
That was the longest period of time I think I went without smoking pot in the fucking last like 6 years.
So I've heard a lot about the movie Rosebud. I need to check this out. I've heard from a lot of people.
It's really good, actually. It's really good. Despite Casey, stumbling around all stoned during the whole thing in his scene. But it's actually
Casey.
It's really good. I've saw it. It's really fucking good. I like it a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah, awesome movie.
It's got great reviews.
Yeah, we're definitely going to add that to the list.
Yeah, that's on the calendar for January now.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm gonna make Jake and Alyssa watch it, and they hate horror movies.
And Peter will be on the podcast, separate episode with just us and Peter in January sometime.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We're doing a thing in the new year where people come on and take over our show. So Peter will be a guest host in the new year. So.
So
awesome.
I had this conversation with Casey. I'm older. I'm 46, but some of you might remember this.
Older.
Remember when Weird Al Yankovic used to take over MTV?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yeah. You remember that? Yeah.
Yep,
That was
yep.
cool.
Oh yeah.
So Peter, did you? I'm not sure. Were you listening? Did you hear the news story that Ray said about the?
All right.
the Grinch?
So, yeah. So this dude got popped in Arizona and got cited because he had a blow up Grinch in the passenger seat in the what do they call that? Because we don't have that here in Ohio.
Diamond Lane, whatever.
All we have is fast lanes in Ohio. So, so he got caught with driving where he shouldn't be with this dumb Grinch thing. Do you think he should be let off because it's Christmas time and the cop is the actual Grinch, or should he have been cited?
Yeah, I'll give you the real answer. He should be cited because if you're the cop, I don't know if his camera's on, but if his camera's on and he pulls somebody over and doesn't cite him, he probably could get in trouble for it. That's the only reason why I say that. But otherwise, they let him go. But
That's true.
Becoming standardized too to have a
yeah,
camera.
if the chief of police sees him and says, "Why didn't you give him a ticket?" He probably could get fired.
That's true. I think cops have the option of turning their camera on, though.
You're right. You maybe. Yeah, I don't know how it works with a regular stop. But
Well, once again, every state's different. It's
We
crazy.
actually have two guys here from California that live in the state of California. So when I travel to California, like I'm an outsider, I always ride in that HOV lane by myself. But I know the rules. If I ever get pulled over, I'm just going to be like, I had no idea what the fuck that meant.
Right.
No, what you actually do is you start talking as if someone's in the seat next to you and answering back and forth.
Well, also, luckily, there's usually certain times where you can do it.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I do it all the time.
It's usually just during the
Rush hour.
commute hours. Yeah, rush hour times.
Well, what sense does that make, though? Doesn't that slow everything down?
In Seattle,
California doesn't make any sense.
It's probably the same in California. In Connecticut, where I am, it's normal. But in Seattle, when I go to visit John Casey, you can pay to be in that lane singular.
Huh.
Okay.
You want to pay to be in it. You can pay to be in it, which is pretty
Disney.
gimmick.
That's how it is in the Bay Area around here. You can buy
Yeah.
like a special pass, and then you can have the special privilege of being in the.
See,
in the good lane.
Connecticut, there's 4 lanes. Then there's like a big other lane that's all X'd out, right? So a whole nother lane. And then the diamond lane. So and now all 4 lanes are backed up, and then whoever can go diamond. What if you just made all 5 lanes? You'd have no traffic. But
Well, that's what we do here in Ohio. So how I look at this is, so I get a speeding ticket every so often. I like to drive 80, 90 miles an hour all the time. So what I do is I take how many days it's been since I got a speeding ticket, and I divide it by the speeding ticket, and that's what I paid to drive 90 miles an hour every day up until I got the ticket.
I like your math.
So it works out to be like really cheap to just drive fast all the time.
Yeah.
Can't argue with that.
I'm not sure what this means. # Team Innocent Civilian.
I think they're pro Grinch.
Yeah, it sounds like they're. Yeah, it sounds like they're.
That's what it
pro-Grinch.
sounds like. That's what it sounds like. I think they're pro Grinch.
I mean, the other angle of this that I thought of is like, what if he thinks the Grinch is like a real person and that's his friend, and he's like arguing
Ray
with
said, just
him?
start
And
Well, once again, if you start talking to the Grinch and having a conversation back and forth, that cop's less likely to be like, God damn it.
exactly.
There's probably a body in the trunk, and I just don't want to do the paperwork on that. God damn it.
There's a guy here, Casey. I posted the video last year. I got to find it. The guy was in a full Grinch suit with the full fucking bike. Sorry if I'm swearing so much. With the full.
You can say whatever the fuck you want.
And the lights and everything behind him. He had the shoes on, the hat, and he was just on the highway, just riding on the highway in the road. He don't care.
Jesus. Well, while we're on the subject of the Grinch, before the next news segment, Ray, I want to get everyone's opinion on these videos that have been popping up, like they're trending now with the Grinch, people dressed as the Grinch.
I know what you're gonna
coming
say.
in and like destroying the Christmas trees and stealing presents in front of the kids. Like, haven't you seen these, Peter?
No, I barely watch like news or TV or internet.
All right. Well, I'll send you one. It's like, how do you guys feel about that?
I think it's hilarious. That kid that started to fight the Grinch.
Yeah, start fighting him. Yeah.
It's hilarious.
I mean, I think it's hilarious to watch, but like those kids are fucking like traumatized by this, and like some of them are coming in and destroying the fucking Christmas tree. I mean, I guess it has to be approved by the person that's, telling them to come in and do it. But like, still, it's like
it's gonna get out of hand.
Who's cleaning that shit up?
That's true. I mean, I would definitely do that to my own child.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm an asshole. Scotch.
I would be scared that my kid would actually hurt me. Like my kid, if I came in dressed like the Grinch, I might not make it out alive. My 10-year-old would go full Home Alone, paint cans to the fucking face. I'm not getting his gifts at all.
Me and my brother probably would have killed him.
My son is.
Oh my God! If this would have happened when I was a kid, you would have saw on the news. 3 young boys slaughter home invader. Like
green home invader.
Yeah, green home invader trying to take their presents, and it would have just been like gone. Been like, oh yeah, well they did the right thing. Some guy broke into their home and they killed him. And they'd leave out the part where, it was our dad. We murdered our own dad trying to steal our gifts dressed as the Grinch.
Right.
I grew up with guns in my house, though.
Yeah.
Let's see. Jason Summit here says the Grinch is a real person. It's me. Just ask my wife and kids.
So this guy's kids get like hotel shampoos, and his wife gets towels from when he's traveling. Is that what we're talking about here? Because if that's what he's saying the Grinch is, then yeah, that's fine. You're the Grinch.
Motel 6 towels.
Yeah.
I mean, everything changes over time. And when I was 5, if I got socks, I was going to throw them at you. But if you got me socks now, I'm like, yes.
Yeah. Well, that's a dad thing, man.
My own socks.
He gets really excited
Right.
over his socks.
Casey, you want to hear a
Mostly,
story?
all my friends and family know me now. They always just give me alcohol.
There you go.
It always
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So Casey, I always get like 50 packages a day from Amazon, right? So it's Christmas time. Literally down my stairs, you could not come upstairs to my condo. It's all filled, all like 50 boxes. So I brought them all in, right? I opened everything up. The last one, I gotta be quiet, but last one I opened was my neighbor's by accident because she never gets anything. This the skinny, good-looking neighbor, right? So I opened it, and it's like this little, it's a shirt, like a little top shirt, like that. I opened up, I'm like, oh, what am I gonna do now, bro? And I thought to myself, she got the picture right from fucking Amazon that it's at the bottom of her stair intact. So it's like, she's gonna know I opened it and like sniffed it or whatever she's gonna think. So I fucking threw it out, dude. I don't know what else to do.
Dude, that's funny because there's this woman who lives in my building gets shit every day, and I'm waiting on my official bootleg merchandise that I made for these podcasts. And every day I come into the fucking the foyer there, and there's all these boxes and shit, and it's always these women's boxes, and I'm like, where the fuck are my T-shirts? I've been waiting on these things for like 10 days, and there's all these boxes. I get so excited. Maybe I'll just start opening their shit and sniffing it and throwing it away. Maybe that's what I should do.
Yeah, I didn't really sniff it, but it probably
Sure. We believe you.
Ray, my question for you is this: when am I getting a bootleg T-shirt? When are you going to do a Real
Well,
Drunks bootleg?
You're coming up.
All right, okay.
Look, I have to go in, and what I do is I go into my photo editor and I slightly alter the logo to make it the official bootleg. And then I put it on my page for sale as the official bootleg.
I feel like you're like the Weird Al of the Deluxe edition, where
I'm just
a form of flattery.
Man, I'm just doing shit. It's just promo. I'm the only one who buys shit from my site, so I don't know why anybody would get upset.
Casey, you're not going to have on your former co-host tonight? You're not going to invite him on?
Hey, you know what? We actually reached out to.
We did.
We reached out to Bill, our former co-host, about being on our 100th episode. We are quickly approaching, and he politely declined.
Yeah, I talk to Bill all the time, and he's got his own podcast now. He likes it a lot, and like Casey said, he politely declined to come back on this one, which I get. You know,
Is that the podcast that he says is doing much better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, this is
Let's leave it at that, shall we?
A little drama to it. Little drama.
Yeah, but this is how
Just
we
stir
are.
that shit a little bit.
This is how we are.
Yeah.
Go check out Bill at Too Much CGI.
Okay. That's it.
And- Yes, and I actually, it's actually good. I'm not going to sit here and bash on Bill because he's the competition. No, Bill's podcast is good.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, let's get back to the news. Well, before we get shitty.
I love it.
Let's do it.
So, the Oxford Dictionary has released the word of 2022. Now, here's the most fucked up part about it. It's actually 2 words, which makes no goddamn sense. And I've never used this phrase in my entire life, especially not this year. The word of 2022, according to them, is goblin mode.
What?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The goblin mode.
When Ray sent that to me, the first thing I thought was, how can this be the word of the year when it's
2 fucking words?
Word.
Yeah.
Right.
And when I've never heard of it.
The one we've never heard.
What's it supposed to mean?
It might be our age.
No, but like there's words around like savage, right? Like the way savage is used a couple years ago. Like, there's words that have impact. That's not one of them.
Well, goblin mode actually means like when you're very self-centered and you don't care about anybody else and you just do shit that makes you happy and don't give a fuck about nobody else. That's what it means.
Dude, I mean, Queen. That's a way of life.
Maybe they should. Yeah, maybe they should change the name of Queens to Goblin mode.
Yeah. Goblin mode. Send us mail at Goblin mode.
In the second place winner was Metaverse.
Yeah.
I mean, at least I've heard that one a few times.
Yeah.
And in third place was hashtag I stand with.
Which how is that one word? How is that one word?
Well, because it's a hashtag.
Yeah.
Space is
Wow.
a hashtag, yeah.
The hashtag, is that a letter? Is that a word? Does that make it a word? The fucking hashtag fucking makes it a hashtag. Like it's not a word anymore. It's
right.
That's stupid.
Who is the committee making these decisions?
This is the Oxford University people, and I'm starting to wonder if maybe this might be like the National Lampoon's version of Oxford now.
Wow, seriously. Are they aware that the metaverse is neither popular nor successful?
We're using it all right now.
I mean, at least it's being used in like pop culture references and like the Spider-Verse and that kind of thing, so it's got its application and people have heard it. But the other ones I haven't.
Well, so what I'm thinking is, I'm thinking what we need to do now is when you're at the store or, wherever, the gas station, start using goblin mode when you talk to people. Whether it makes any fucking sense at all. Just the guys. Well, you're at the store and they're like, that'll be $197, and you're like, no, I'm going goblin mode. It's $65.
Peter, I would like you to use goblin mode in a sentence.
Word now.
I don't know. I think I would only use goblin mode in relation to fellatio.
He stole my line.
That's not bad.
I was gonna go there. That's 11. I love it.
Yeah.
This
So
is why I listen to BVK.
It could be like last night I went goblin mode on her ass.
Ah, see, I like that. Yeah.
That's you could use. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many?
I mean, if I'm on the receiving end, I'm okay with this. Really warming up to this word, actually.
Yeah. Nice.
How many bees are in goblin? Is it 1 or 2 bees?
Well, if it's the way he just used it, I think there's like 16.
Yeah.
Goblin.
To answer your question, though, it's just one.
Okay, so it's I was thinking about the other goblin mode. So gotcha.
Can if you use it in the Spanish terms, can you roll the B? Can they do that?
No, they don't roll their B's. They roll their R's.
I know they roll the R's, but if they're talking about eating ass, can they roll the B?
I think that's just more.
Oh, wow.
Motorboat.
I'll roll that out.
Yeah, well, that's true. You can roll the B when you motorboat. That's true.
There you go.
Huh.
I give Renee ideas.
All right, I'm done with news. Fuck this. What else we doing, Casey?
Come on, there was another news segment. It just came across the wire. I told you.
Oh, god damn it! All right, fine.
When Casey runs out of food, he enters goblin mode.
Yeah.
Can't end on goblin mode.
Do you want to do the story, or do you want me to do the story?
Oh, you're doing it. I lost it.
Fuck. You suck. All right. So, Lakers owner Jeannie Buss is now engaged to a comedian years after Phil Jackson breakup, which I don't understand what that means because, I couldn't give a flying fuck about basketball for the most part. So I don't even know why Casey sent me this story. The dude kind of looks like...
Who's the guy?
Well, it looks like Tom Arnold, but it's fucking Jay Moore.
Yeah,
which is insane.
Jay Moore's looking like
Tom Arnold.
He looks like
look healthy.
He looks like goddamn Tom Arnold in these pictures. I was like, why is she fucking Tom Arnold?
I didn't know that Jay Moore wasn't with Nikki Cox anymore because he was dating Nikki. He was married to Nikki Cox for
Nikki
a long time.
Cox.
Oh wow.
Once,
Yeah.
Nikki Cox used to date a Bobcat.
Bobcat
too, back in the
Goldthwait.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she's
back
got
when they did that-
she's
they did that
she's
show
got
he was a
good
voice of
taste.
puppet.
Yeah. She's got good taste in men.
Casey, remember Bobcat from Blow?
Of course. Hell yeah.
I can't
Good.
feel my face. I can touch it. I can't feel it.
7.5. Good. It's like, this is totally pure. Where
So-
the fuck did you get this?
Yeah.
So apparently these two hooked up in 2017 and somehow kept this thing a secret till now.
Okay.
Wow.
So
So-
apparently he was waiting until he looked like Tom Arnold
To make a move.
to
And it became newsworthy.
to make this thing newsworthy because we all know Tom Arnold pulled the fastest, shenanigans in all of TV land history when he hooked up with Roseanne
Yeah.
Oh wow.
and scored himself a fucking sweet ass acting career out of it.
Yep. Oh man.
So the
Hey,
reason I brought this up, it came across my.
Oh,
wire.
now he knows shit. Now he knows stuff. Yeah.
Jeannie Buss is also the owner of WOW. It's Women of Wrestling. She's starting.
Okay.
It started a few years ago, so it came across. I follow all the wrestling dirt sheets.
I never even heard of that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's based in California.
Yeah. There used to be Glow too. Remember Glow?
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gordon Blake.
Glow was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Glow's good.
Yeah, so I thought it was very interesting because especially the way Jay Moore looks now.
Right.
Like,
Jeannie Buss got to be in her 60s now, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, but the crazy
She looks
thing?
great, though.
He looks fucking worse.
Yeah, he looks.
Well,
I'm
if you're a
Googling him
billionaire,
right now. I'm curious.
if you're a
He-
billionaire woman in LA, you're gonna look good. You're gonna
Yeah, but the problem is he looks like somebody hit him with a fucking bus, scooped him up with a shovel, took him to the hospital, they reconstructed him, and then he got hit by a fucking bus again leaving the hospital. Like, he looks like shit, dude.
Oh man.
She looks great for her age, and this guy is a goddamn train wreck, so he must be funny as fuck.
Yeah.
Or
He was real.
he's hung like Pete Davidson. One of the two.
Jay and his more.
Oh my
Yes.
God, he does look like Tom Arnold.
Doesn't he look like Tom Arnold? Isn't that fucking crazy?
Oh wow.
So Jay,
Yeah, yeah.
Jay Moore used to have a great podcast called More Stories years ago.
Oh, dude, he's funny as shit.
Funny
Yeah.
as shit. And he told a story on one of his episodes about how he was in a movie with Jennifer Aniston called I think Picture Perfect. I think it was called.
Yeah.
And apparently, she didn't like his casting. He was like kind of up and coming. I think he'd done Jerry Maguire, and he's kind of the next kind of thing or whatever. And she was dating a guy who was up for the part as the lead in that movie, and they gave it to Jay Moore instead. The director really liked Jay Moore, and she was such a bitch that because she wanted her boyfriend to have the part, that she treated him like absolute dog shit on the set. And it sucks because, you know, I've always liked Jennifer Aniston, but like to hear him tell this story, if you can find it on the internet somewhere, it's absolutely incredible how poorly she treated him on the set. It just sucks because, like, what the fuck is your problem, man? Just, you know, roll on with it and have a great movie and whatever. So anyway.
Yeah.
Well,
like
when
Peter
when you're hot in Hollywood, that's the kind of shit that happens. I mean,
That's like Peter on the set of Rosebud. He's throwing me all around the set, yelling at me.
I don't know if we're seeing the same picture that you guys are, but it looks like Peyton Manning with a drinking problem.
Yeah.
ah, nice. Yeah, that works too.
Same size head.
Yeah.
I mean, like, Chris and I were having. Yeah. Chris and I were having this conversation that, like, I don't really like celebrities very much, but, like, often I separate the art from the person because the person's total shit, but, like, but I still love movies at the end of the day.
Right.
See, now we do celebrity interviews, and it's tough because you always hear their asses, they're pieces of shit. So what I do is I mentally prepare myself by assuming they're a total piece of shit. So when they're not a complete total piece of shit, I'm surprised and happy.
Yeah.
I have two favorite celebrities I've ever met in my life. Brian Doyle Murray, who I've gotten drunk with him a couple times over the years, and also he's a musician.
Oh, fuck, man, I'd love
drummer
that.
for Flying Blind.
Oh, shut up. way to drop a name of a band that no one knows.
But dropping Doyle Murray, dude, I'd love to get fucked up with that guy.
Oh yeah,
that guy is legend. Like everybody knows Bill. Everybody knows Bill, but they forget their brothers.
Yeah.
So Brian Doyle Murray, like my stepfather was like really good friends with the third base coach of the Texas Rangers back in the 90s, right? And he always did like charity events in Stockton, which is in California. And he'd always do like a celebrity bowling tournament. So we'd always go to that. And when I was like, this was probably like 10 years ago, for 3 years straight, he'd always show up to that. And him and I would just go in the bar and get fucked up. Just drink whiskey.
Fuck, that's awesome.
Yeah, he's hella cool.
Does anyone remember this show? A friend of mine and I saw it back in the, like, it had to be late 90s, very, very early 2000s. It was the Murray brothers, and it was only on for like 3 episodes, but they were all playing golf. And the one episode that I saw, they were in Jamaica, and they all drank mushroom tea, and they were all fucked up. But, like, I cannot find anything about this show. And, like, yes, I've done a lot of drugs and shit, but this was before I did that. Like, before I got into drugs, I saw this, but like, we cannot find anything about it.
Yeah, having case, you know that saying, "Be careful of meeting your heroes," because what's that saying? Man, I forgot the name of the saying, but if you meet your hero, sometimes they disappoint you, right?
Yeah.
So most, I'd say, 70% of the time that's true. But I've met so many big name people that there's a lot of them that's cool. I smoked weed at the Scarefest with the little, what's his name, dude? The redhead kid from National Lampoon's European Vacation, Russ.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that was for the what is his name? From
I know
the
him,
Brat
my friends,
Pack.
but my brain's just gone. So
Anthony Michael Hall?
No.
Yeah.
So it's not Anthony
that was from the
Michael Hall.
original.
Russ.
That was the original
The
one.
Night of the Creeps.
Oh, God damn it. That's
So now we're sitting there, we're smoking weed, right? And he's like, yeah, this and that. He goes, I got to go see my sister. I'm like, who's your sister? His fucking sister is married to whatchamacallit from Deadpool.
Ryan
Reynolds. So what's her name? His wife.
Which Blake Lively?
Blake Lively.
Blake Lively, yeah.
His name is so-and-so Lively. And I was like, holy shit. I'm like, your sister's Blake Lively? And he's like, yeah. I go, let me ask you a question. Ryan, but we're smoking, right? I'm like, how's Ryan Reynolds? He goes, man, I want to say he's a fucking dick, but the guy's awesome.
Jason Lively.
Jason
I
Lively.
believe that. I mean, there's certain people that.
I was just looking that up.
You guys.
Sometimes it takes my memory. You know, it fires up, but it takes a minute.
You guys ever hear of T-Bone Burnett, the music producer?
Yep.
So I was my friend Kevin Brett, Soul Photography. He's a photographer, music photographer, and he's friends with Lucas Nelson and his band, and we were backstage. And there's actually a bus that travels separate with them. That is the Willie's Reserve bus. It's where all the weed and stuff is. And we were hanging out on there, and T-Bone Burnett walks in, and he's like, "Where can I buy some weed at?" And he's like, everybody's like, "No, it's just free. Just like take whatever you want." There's CBD coffee there, and he goes, "You come on Willie Nelson's bus and drink fucking CBD coffee? What the fuck is this?" And he just left. He was like, it was so fucking great.
Awesome.
Well,
I did
Casey,
some other
Ray,
things
we
with
got to
some other-
head out. Unfortunately, we can't stay the full time. But
All right.
thanks so much for having
Yeah,
us.
thank you. So
Absolutely.
Is-
guys.
hey, yeah,
Plugs
nice to
one
meet you
more time.
guys.
much. Awesome meeting you.
Take
Plugs
care.
one more time. Where can people find you?
We're at Spoil My Movie. You can definitely get us at deluxeeditionnetwork.com, where you get all your Den podcasts.
Great.
Roseblood.
All right, guys.
Roseblood.
Hey.
Let you listen out.
All right.
Thanks, guys. All right, folks. What else we got?
What do you want to talk about?
Peter, you got any more stories?
Well,
you wanna tell?
I want to ask him what's coming up on the radar for movie wise.
So movie-wise, acting-wise, I'm going to be in a trilogy called Jason Voorhees. So I play a big muscle guy, shocker, named Tank. But the cool thing is Casey, he lets me do whatever I want with it. So I'm going to wear blue contacts. I'm going to be earrings. I'm going to get my earrings redone. I'm going to wear the gold chains. I'm going to play myself left-handed. I'm okay with Spanish, but I'm getting with my mom so I can get the accent down and really take it to a whole different level. It's just a small role, but I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to go all in.
Love it.
And then I have Laugh. I'm directing and trying to produce a film called Laugh that we're going to go straight to theaters with. So we already landed Gary Kaiser from Weekend at Bernie's, and then I just landed Todd Jenkins. He won 2 Golden Globes for Reservation Dogs, and I'm trying to get. I didn't talk to you, Casey. Taylor Scott Compton from Halloween. So I got a couple things going. So we're going to shoot some. I sent remember the Colonel outfit, Casey, for Tommy Driver. He couldn't fit in it. I just sent it to Terry to be fitted in it and take pictures for we can start doing the promo of the film. So that's 2 big things I'm doing.
Well, that's cool as shit, man.
How cool! How great is Terry Kaiser, man? Tell us some
he's
Terry
one of those
Kaiser
guys.
stories.
Oh, Terry Kaiser's the best ever. He came on set. But were you there when he was there?
No. I met him at the convention.
Super good. Smokes like 3 packs of cigarettes a day. Super great guy. So I can tell him the dirtiest, nastiest stories, and he just laughs and laughs and laughs. And I'll tell you a story that you guys would like when he said he figured out how to play Weekend at Bernie's, right? Bernie, he said that they did the film and they're looking at the dailies with the director, and he's just dead, you know? and he's like, dude, this isn't funny. He's like, I'm just dead. I'm flopping everywhere, whatever. So this will go to you, Casey. He's like, Peter, I was sitting there and I was wondering what to do. And I got myself some marijuana and I smoked a joint. He goes, and I looked in the mirror for over an hour. And he goes, I finally came up with that look. And he goes, the next day I went to set and I did that look. He washes up and bang. That was magic. Because he's not really dead. Like he sold that. He came up with that.
Yeah.
It wouldn't work without that. So that was a cool
Dude,
story.
he broke his fucking back during the filming of that.
He broke his ribs.
Oh, okay. I thought he broke his
over the
back.
balcony. Yeah.
Yeah, either way, I mean, still.
Yeah, I was gonna say both of them fucking hurt. I'm assuming.
Yeah. Well, he said, he wasn't. They could have gotten rid of him. It was like earlier on, so he didn't want to say nothing. So then from then on, when they asked him to do more like crazy stunts, he's like, nah, let's get the stunt double guy. So and he just worked his way.
Well,
through
that's any job. Like when I was at work, early March, I fell from about 8 feet in the air, landed on my arm, my ribs, fucked myself all up, got up, pretended like nothing was fucking wrong, and just fucking walked it off.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Because you don't want to be replaced.
That's like me earlier today. I was playing Call of Duty all day, and I like kind of tweaked in my chair a little bit. And I don't know if you noticed, but I've been sitting like kind of weird.
Yeah, he's cockeyed a little bit.
Like I've had this horrible pain here in my chest all day long, but like, you know, I don't want someone else to come and take over the show, so I had to power through.
Fuck no. Yeah, you got to power through.
Power your thumbs.
Thank you for your sacrifice.
Hey, while we're still on the topic, reservation dogs.
Yeah.
Is that one of the most underappreciated shows on TV?
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
I fucking love that show. It's amazing.
Great
I
show.
haven't
seen it.
seen it. Yeah.
Oh, man,
Oh fuck, dude! It is so fucking good.
Yeah.
And do you know who Todd Jenkins is? Do you recognize him from our film?
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's the reason that I actually started watching Dogs. Because I watched the movie, and then Casey was talking about it because he was in it, because I didn't know he was in it when I saw it. Because he asked me, like, it's like 4 fucking months after I seen it, and I was like, yeah, I saw that. And we started talking about it, and I started looking at everybody involved, and I saw that he did that, and I started watching it, and I was like, fuck, man, this is so goddamn good. And nobody talks about it.
No.
It's crazy.
Calypso, which is like this devil-like clown spirit thing in my movie. You guys seen True Romance?
Oh yeah.
My favorite movie of all time. I have the $150 set downstairs. That was Quentin Tarantino's first script. He sold that script to garner money for Reservoir Dogs. In that movie, his conscious is Elvis, which is played by Val Kilmer, even though you never see his face. So in my movie, there's kind of a conscious of me and my father like that we kind of made a deal with the devil to extend our lives because we're both war heroes, and Todd's going to play the devil. I actually have some pictures. We've done some 3D pictures with him, some makeup artists with him. So he's going to be great at that because he's fucking nutty.
Yeah, Todd's fucking great. He's good in everything. I have one of his movies here. Knucklebones.
Yeah.
And Cherokee Creek he did also. That was a
Cherokee Creek is also fucking amazing. And I love at the beginning where they come out and they're in the thug outfits and they're like, don't be fucking illegally downloading my goddamn movie. Just fucking buy it. It's worth the money. They made me feel so bad that now I got to buy that fucking thing. Because I did watch it illegally and now I got to fucking buy it. I feel so bad. But I might buy 2 fucking copies just because I feel so bad, honestly.
Yeah, the Real Drunks and BVK, you guys should start reviewing like some independent movies too. You know, as well as instead of just,
for sure.
Yeah,
I want to.
Fuck yeah.
I mean, I interviewed Amber Brooks. She was in the Vengeance Part 2.
Yeah, we know why you interviewed her.
I mean, do you blame me?
We did a $1,000 giveaway for Roseblood with all the items from the movie, including the real briefcase that Strang got killed with and everything. All money to GameStop, and Amber's son won it. And we have a video of it. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. Here's a question from Jason Summit. You guys mentioned James Cameron earlier. Who has seen the new Avatar? I saw it today. Story is so-so, but the visuals are spectacular.
I haven't seen it yet. I've been wanting to check it out, but I just haven't had the time yet.
I saw the first one in the theater and I fell asleep. So
I never saw the first one.
Yeah, I saw the first one. I remember being just absolutely amazed. I really, it was weird because I made this analogy recently. I don't know if I did it on the air with our show or if we were just talking, but I kind of was talking about how I walked out of there with the same feeling I had with Star Wars Episode 1, which the Phantom Menace. I remember watching that and walking out of the theater thinking it was amazing, and then I rewatched it and realized it was dog shit.
Horrible.
Yeah, I was going to say I had the same feeling in the theater about Avatar and the Phantom Menace, which I hated. I hated both of them.
Right.
The second they ended, I was like, "The fuck was that?"
Well, I loved that. When I walked out of the theater, I was like, "Holy shit, that was amazing! It was really great." But then you start, you get out of there, you start talking to people about it, and you're like, "Well, the story was pretty much bullshit and stolen from
wolves."
Well, it wasn't that for me. It For me, it was when they said unobtainium was the thing they were trying to get. Unobtainium? Are you fucking kidding me?
That's lazy.
That's some lazy fucking writing right there.
Yeah, that's lazy.
The only thing cool in Phantom Menace was seeing Jabba's fat wife. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
Like slithered in with
I
him.
don't
You
know.
know?
Darth Maul's pretty badass.
Oh yeah, that was the best part of that.
Darth Maul and Qui-Gon are the only things that saved that movie.
Darth Maul was the shit.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
I played a football
Yeah.
game with that makeup on once. Just
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
It's not trash. You know, I've seen a lot worse movies.
Rise of Skywalker.
Yes.
Oh,
terrible.
the new trilogy is dog shit.
The first one of the new
Horrible.
trilogy was okay. You're like, okay,
Yeah.
we got some characters
Yes.
to go somewhere. Then Ryan Johnson totally fucks it in the ass, kills the main fuck Snoke, kills everything. Luke's a pussy, and then he
It was-
to take it back, or J.J. Abrams tried to take it back. He fucked up too. I don't blame him as
Well,
much. It was so
he tried so hard to fix it.
The Emperor. He's like, well, we'll bring the Emperor back because you killed Snoke, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, well, he tried as hard as he could to fix it,
Right.
and to this day, since Ryan Johnson did that, I refuse to watch any of his fucking movies.
When
Like Knives, I don't care how many people tell me Knives Out is fucking amazing. I ain't watching it. Fuck that guy.
Knives Out is good, though. I will say Knives
I
Out
don't
is
give a
pretty damn
flying
good.
fuck how good it is. You fuck Star Wars. I ain't watching another. I don't give a fuck if he makes a movie that if it has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Fuck that guy. I ain't watching it.
Instead of watching Knives, instead of watching Knives Out, watch The Payday with Sam Benjamin, our guest this Sunday
Okay.
on Christmas. It's a crime.
I was
another
gonna
crime
say-
Yeah,
caper.
I already watched it.
Yeah, I know you
I was-
did.
I was gonna say, like, I am like the biggest Star Wars fan. I mean, you probably can't see it, but I mean, I got a full like Star Wars sleeve
Yeah.
going on,
Nice.
and
You know what you don't have is a Ryan Johnson tattooed. I
No,
guarantee
oh,
that.
No, I don't. No.
I got to be completely. I'd like to be, as honest.
Oh, let me
as I
guess.
can be.
You've never seen a Star Wars movie.
I've seen the very first Star Wars movie with, the original people.
New Hope.
You mean the first three or just the first one?
No, he means the first
Very
one.
First one.
A New Hope.
Do you realize how hard it is to do a pop culture podcast with someone who knows nothing about pop culture?
Let's take a vote. The best one of the first trilogy is Empire Strikes Back.
Agreed.
Yes.
Yes.
Agreed.
I don't think there's anyone on the planet.
100%.
You can argue that the first one because it's the first one. I can argue Return of the Jedi because it's the first movie I ever saw in a real theater.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, if you're being objective and looking at all the movies objectively, it's Empire.
If you ask
Empire.
a younger version of me, like back when I saw them, Jedi was the shit because I love the Ewoks and all that stuff. But now as an
the
adult,
Rancor.
and it's definitely Empire for sure. It's a
But-
better story and movie.
And seeing
But
Leia,
Empire
I
has
was
a
like,
little bit of everything you want. It has lightsaber duels. It's got space battles.
Yeah.
Everything you could possibly want is in that movie.
and then when he dies at the end, the talk with his father was cool. But when I was like 15 when that movie came out and seeing Princess Leia in that outfit, I was like, oh, yeah. Take out my fucking lightsaber. Yeah. And Harrison Ford was banging her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he
Well,
was.
see, and that's another reason why I tell people all the time, why is Harrison Ford the greatest actor of all time? One, he's Indiana Jones, he's Han Solo, and you don't ever watch those movies and think of the other character. Do you know how fucking hard that is to do?
Don't forget Jack Ryan.
And the president.
He was the president. I was gonna say
He was the fucking president, and he was banging Carrie Fisher when she was 19, and he was like 30 fucking 5 years old.
And
For
when he
fuck's
changed-
sake.
When he changed his line when he went to get frozen in the carbonite, it's supposed to be "I love you, I know," or "I love you too," and he said, "Fuck that, I'm not saying that."
Yeah.
And he says, "I know." which
Yeah,
is
Han
so
Solo.
Yeah.
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 alpha. I love it.
Dude, Harrison Ford is the fucking man.
So
Yeah.
so we did a show. So you weren't here earlier when I was talking about our show, BEV'S Video Kingdom. We do drafts, and so we did the
the best romantic line in a movie.
Yeah. That's why I know that line.
I know was a first-round draft pick by Brad, who's a big Star Wars guy, and it was quite controversial. Is that really a romantic line, or is that a dick line, or it's like
I'm on Brad. Yeah. Well, most of his picks were like negging.
Yeah, but she knew what he meant then. He knew what it just worked. It worked out. If anybody else says it doesn't work as good as him.
Right. Totally.
It's context.
Right. If her brother would have said it, it would have seemed weird.
Jason, I love this. We've gone from Avatar to Star Wars, and I can add two movies that Casey has never seen.
Not surprised.
That's why we do interviews. I need to study. I study for a week, 2 weeks.
Oh, he does. I'll say right now, fucking Casey puts in the work. He's like, hey, we're gonna interview whoever it is. I've never heard of them, so I got to go research it. I'm like, how the fuck do you not know who this is? What the fuck, bro?
Casey
God
seems
damn
like
it!
He's working into everything he does. Though.
He does,
Just
but
with
he
the
kills
network.
it. Yeah, he kills
he
it, man.
does.
But it's so frustrating because, and then I hate when he tells the guest, he's like, I had no idea who you were before we were. I'm like, don't fucking say that.
I have to be honest with people.
God damn it.
I'm not a liar.
We just interviewed John Ross Bowie, and he literally told him, I don't know who the fuck you are. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man.
You're talking.
Well, honestly, we
got to feed the egos, man.
Yeah. So
bring him down.
Honesty. I like honesty.
I like the honesty.
Honesty is important. Yes.
Yeah, we always book people that we know, that we want to talk to. Our guests are we're fans of our guests, whether people know them or not. Like, we want to talk to them. But John Ross Bowie, he was like one of the first ones that his publicist reached out to us because he had his book out.
Right.
So he's trying to get on as many podcasts as he can. I'm sorry, I wasn't a fan of The Big Bang Theory, So
that's fine. But I will say the book is actually probably better than the fucking show. His book's fucking good.
It's phenomenal.
Really?
I read it, and it's a really good book. And I'm a fan of his now, and I've been watching the show Speechless that he's on. And if you want to check that show out, it just came out this past Sunday. So head over to our YouTube channel.
What was that show he was in with Minnie Driver? Wasn't he in a show with her?
Speechless,
right?
And,
Speechless.
Their son.
Yeah, I watched a couple episodes of that. I'm a Minnie Driver fan.
Who isn't?
Yeah.
You got to get Diana Prince on, Casey.
Dude, I've been trying.
I got her phone number the other day.
I actually recommended that also. I actually said, hey, we need her on the podcast.
Yeah. She's great. She talk about everything. I'm with my boys, right? So Rosebud, I was with Brolick, the jacked up Fast team member. Yeah. So we watched Halloween Ends. Me, him, and a couple other guys. And they know the movie, right? So we're sitting there, and then Halloween Ends, all of a sudden it turns, and it's Diana Prince.
Yeah,
it was the coolest bro moment ever because they're all on the stage and go, yo, hey, you did the movie with her. And I was like, I didn't even know she did this. It's crazy.
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know who he's talking about, she is the male girl on the Joe Bob Briggs Last Drive-In on Shudder.
And she's
actually the reason that Joe Bob is back on television. She went to a signing that he was doing for a book that he came out with under the name John Bloom, and she was dressed as that's his real name. She was dressed as
don't tell people that.
He tells people that.
Yeah. Well.
And she talked him into I guess she knew some people at Shudder, and she was she's the reason that he's back on TV, which is fucking awesome. His show is so good. That's when we get guests, I go back and I'll watch episodes of Joe Bob because he knows so much stuff about movies.
He does.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
And can I just say, Smoke Show?
Friday 13th.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah, you can say that.
Smoke Show.
Yeah. Yeah, and she's in. Go ahead, Peter. She's in.
Well, she's a huge porn star, or was.
We're not talking about that either.
And she's in.
I know nothing about that.
she's in Vengeance 1, and then she's in Vengeance 2, dead next to me. So she's naked with her chest out while I'm dead with my head ripped off. And then she back scraper through the game like $5,000. So when you go in some of the cabins, her picture's in the wall.
Yeah.
In the game. Yeah, and she does the horror awards. She was one of the presenters of the horror awards. I mean, I'm gonna have her do the fan film documentary I'm doing. I have her be a presenter.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, very cool.
Jason, we have tried to interview Joe Bob. Believe me,
I'll be right back.
I have tried to interview anybody that you could think of. I have emailed to be on our show, and sometimes they just will not do it. Joe Bob, for instance, they like a lot of these people that we reach out to, they will get back to us. Their managers and stuff will get back to us, and they'll just say no. Some of them want to know how many followers we have. We just don't have enough. Right. But Joe Bob, his people said he won't be on video. He won't do a video podcast. I was like, well, we'll talk to him over the phone, and we never heard back about it again. But which I don't understand. Like, he's on a weekly show. So like, why? I don't understand why he wouldn't be on a video podcast. But
he did the shout out for Rosebud.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, talk about Vengeance 2 a little bit, Peter. I actually, honesty is first here. I haven't watched it yet.
What? So you other gentlemen, are you horror fans at all?
I love that movie. Like I said, I watched it because I was interviewing Amber.
Yeah.
So I watched both of them. And I've never really, when you first hear like, oh, fan made, I was like, okay, but no, they were well made. I loved them.
Yeah. I just posted that video where I was the one that choreographed the fight scene between Tommy and Jason at the end there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we did the reenactment. If you look at when Tommy falls, he falls back into his Part 6 outfit, and CJ Graham jumps into Jason outfit. And then we reenacted that scene there. So yeah, the Vengeance 2 is basically a continuation of Part 6. We have Tommy McLaughlin, the director, CJ Graham, who played the Jason, Darcy DeMoss, who played Nikki, Jason Brooks plays the Jason, and there's tons of people in it. What's her name from Halloween is in it. What's his name that played Pinhead is in it. My brain's gone. So we have maybe 15 major. Richie Ramone's in it.
Yeah.
I thought that was dope. I was like, this is sick. Richie Ramone.
Doug Bradley from Pinhead?
No, the other guy. I forgot his name, dude. My brain is gone. One of the ones that played a good one of the ones that wasn't Doug Bradley.
All right.
Yeah, and at the end, that Part 6 when it's Casey, you got to see it at the end there in the church scene, dude. It is. Even Tom Matthews said it's his favorite part in any Friday the 13th movie of all time.
Nice.
So
it's good.
You got to see it. Yeah.
I highly recommend watching both of those. They're excellent. First one's good. The second one was excellent.
Different level.
Yeah, and I've heard that about the two, and I have watched the first one, and honestly, like, the reason I think a lot of that feedback is coming to the second one about how good it is, and I'll say this about your movie also, Peter, is because of Cody Newton.
100%.
He's a phenomenal. What would you call him? He's
director of
fucking everything, right?
He
does everything.
Director of photography. Well, the Part 1 was made by Jeremy Brown and another gentleman, and I don't talk to them. And they were just rushed and half-assed everything, and they didn't give a shit. They're not real fans like Jason is or me, or So the second time around, me and Jason wrote half of it. Like, we went over everything. Cody's skill set is through the roof. We added all the actors. You can tell it's a lot more fanfare to the series. Especially we added stalking and all that stuff that wasn't in the first one. The first one had 51 kills. You just didn't care about nobody, and then I had the fight scene in the first one that they cut out. So we kind of we rushed it and threw it in the second one where my brain gets ripped out. But
you could really tell just by watching those that it was made by somebody who loves that franchise.
Yeah, that church. Sean built that church. He just built the fucking church. Jason went in and grabbed $600 panes windows with coloring, so it looked like church windows. Jason furnished the whole inside. I found the mold of the mother's head. There's 12 in the world that are exact mold from the mother's head. I found it. We put it in there. And the camera was the Arri Alexa. 80% of the Academy Award winners were shot on the Arri Alexa. It's just like we get a little better every time. But as far as skill, I'm good at organizing shit. I don't have any skill. Cody has skill.
Yeah. So, like, you talking about Sean, the property there, Peter mentioned earlier, I asked about smoking weed and stuff. I don't understand why I couldn't smoke weed there. The place was fucking huge, but
He's got a daughter and his wife.
he built a huge like pole barn also to film Roseblood in, and I was like, "What did you build this for?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna park my RV in here afterwards."
He told his wife it was for an RV. Did you see what he did upstairs with the movie
Yeah,
theater?
it's incredible,
Guys.
He has
he
go ahead,
built
tell him about this.
State of the art. I think it's. I asked how much it was. It was $125,000 for this. There's a guy from Europe that came in that doesn't even speak English barely. That's some kind of sound master. So he's in there. He's got these instruments, and he's like sitting at each seat. When I think there's 31 seats in there. Yeah. And what he's trying to do is, okay, so like if a plane is coming in the movie from over there, when it first starts to hit seat 1, right, it's going to sound different to seat 2 as it goes over you, as it passes and goes away. So he wants to see that every level is supposed to be exactly what it's supposed to be in the distance as that plane is going by. I'm just like, what? It's insane. Yeah. Sean's the best. He's our producer. We wouldn't have anything without him.
I was actually a little pissed I was actually right around that area the other week, and I had no time. Yeah, I had no time.
He would have loved to see you, dude.
I know.
Yeah,
I had no time. I was just like I've been in in Maddie's area and Scotch's area several times, and I just don't have fucking time sometimes. I gotta have to get to the next job.
You never come to Connecticut, right?
No, not lately. Not since I moved to Florida.
He never comes. He never comes to Cleveland either. Don't feel bad.
No.
Yeah.
Every time I talk to him, he's almost always in our neck of the woods. He's like, "Oh, I'm too busy for you guys." I'm like, "Well, fuck you, Casey."
Dude, I went to Cleveland for work, and we're supposed to. The next morning, we went to work. Something went wrong, and they're like, "We can't do the demonstration for the machine. You guys have the day off." Dude, I went to the Celtics. I'm a Celtics fan. Was playing in Cleveland that night, or I went to the Yankees playing the Indians. Yeah. And then in between that, I went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which was the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And then at night, I was totally hammered by then. I went to the Celtics versus Cleveland game. It was like ever.
Dude, once you're totally hammered in Cleveland, it doesn't matter where you go, you're gonna have a good fucking time.
Like most cities, that downtown area is like so nice and redone. But then
ours is a shithole, buddy.
You take a couple lefts and rights, you get by the docks, the old dude. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah, you can get into some shisty fucking places in Cleveland.
Yeah.
But the fun part is you always make it out. That's the weird part.
I remember texting you when you were there, Peter, and I was like, go to the Cleveland house, the Christmas Story house. It's right down the road from the Rock and Roll.
Yeah, they have those little scooters there that you can rent and just drop off wherever you want.
Yeah. Don't they have that in Connecticut?
Not that then maybe, I don't know. I don't know. I've seen it in the bigger cities. I've seen it more now.
Yeah, it's everywhere. I see it everywhere. But all right, folks, it looks like we're running out of things to talk about here. Unless anyone has anything.
What?
Else. We're down to fucking talking about scooters that you can pick up on the sidewalk.
The line scooters.
Everyone, do their plugs here, please.
You guys go.
Matt, start.
You want me to go first? All right. Catch us at the Real Drunks, deluxeeditionnetwork.com, or anywhere you get your podcasts. Instagram at the Real Drunks. There you go. We also sell merch. I didn't plug it before at whatamaneuver.net/collections/the-real-drunks. You got sweatshirts, t-shirts, whatever you want. Check it out.
Scott?
Yeah, and you can, we're BEV'S Video Kingdom. You can find us on Instagram at BVK Podcast. We're also on Facebook. We're pretty active on those sites, and we like to talk shit about what we got wrong and all the dumb shit we said. And like you're talking about how you do a pop culture podcast, but don't know a lot about pop culture. We're not a bunch of cinephiles. We're just a bunch of dudes sitting around that haven't seen a lot of the real big movies, and it's just a lot of fun. And so join us and have a great time.
Which one of you is Bev?
There is no Bev. we're the Pink Floyd of podcast. There is no Pink.
And I love all of your catchy little tunes that you guys do in between the segments and all that stuff. And your intro is very catchy.
Okay. They got a professional musician on their podcast.
Oh, for fuck's sake, who's not a professional musician?
That's right.
Peter.
Peter Anthony from Peter Anthony Productions, writer, director, actor. You can catch all my stuff on YouTube, Peter Anthony Productions. Pretty easy. I'm on Facebook, Peter Anthony. I'm on Instagram, the Peter Anthony. Pretty easy. Just like to make horror films and talk to my friend Casey about weed. I don't smoke it.
I just requested to follow you. Boom.
Good. I wrote stuff guys down. I'm going to try to follow you too.
Yeah, well, I'm headed your way here in a second.
Okay.
I'm Ray. I'm the co-host of Deluxe Edition, and I have my own podcast called the 10 Cent Beer Night Podcast. If you go to my TeePublic site, you can get official bootleg merchandise from the Real Drunks and BEV'S Kingdom, which is coming probably this week. And until I get my cease and desist order, it will stay up.
Here's your cease and desist right here, buddy.
Yes.
Hey, Ray, real quick. What was that baseball game in the 70s that did the $1 drink night? Was that Milwaukee or Cleveland?
No, that's Cleveland. That's the name of my show.
Drunk and we're throwing shit on the field.
Yes, sir. 10 Cent Beer Night. I spell it with a K, but 10 Cent Beer Night is actually a Cleveland thing.
Right.
It's why my podcast named that, because I'm from Cleveland. Love my hometown, and there was 2 other fucks using the original name with just an N. So I said, how can I make this my own? I added a K, made it Nights, and said, fuck you, I'm doing it. So 10 Cent Beer Nights.
Or as they say on BVK, the 10 Cent Beer Knight.
Knight. Hey, Scott,
Knight,
can we just talk about that baseball game?
That was classic.
On the episode I was on?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard you.
I'll tell you right now, the 10 Cent Beer Night that happened in Cleveland in the 70s is one of the greatest sporting events other than Bottlegate at the Browns game. You want another fucked up thing? Go look up Bottlegate.
Yeah.
Wait. I got one that rival that, though. And I'm going to show you a picture right here. See that? The Nolan Ryan, Robin Ventura.
Oh, yes. Yeah. That's when Ventura got 6 hits off him in 1 inning.
That's right.
That actually says on the plaque there. 6 hits in a single game in the face.
Yeah.
The famous bug night. I'm a Yankee fan.
Oh, yeah. The bug. The goddamn midges. What the fuck is that? Yeah, only in Cleveland.
Yeah.
You want fucked up shit, come to Cleveland, man. We got Balloon Fest. We got all kinds of fucked up shit going on here.
Where they released 1 million balloons in the water? Was that
2.5 million balloons were released trying to break the record, and it fucking caused traffic accidents and people fucking dying. People fucking died. There was people out in the water on Lake Erie that were lost, and the goddamn Coast Guard couldn't find them because all the balloons deflated and went in the fucking water, and they couldn't find them, and they fucking drowned. Only in fucking Cleveland does shit like that happen.
Yeah, Ray talks about it on the 10 Cent Beer Night podcast. It's one of his episodes.
Yeah, you know what the fucked up part is? The fucked up part is I am so proud to be from Cleveland, even though it's so fucked up. I was born here, and my children will spread my ashes around this fucking city.
Love it.
So maybe
awesome.
a good representation of Cleveland.
I try, man. I'm drunk all the time, so I represent the Cleveland area as best I can. So,
all right, and you can find all of our previous shows over at deluxeedition.show. All these great shows are on our network, Deluxe Edition. Deluxe Edition.
Don't you not fuck it up just once. God damn it, Casey.
I usually have the convenience of editing this.
Yeah, I know.
Check out all of the other great shows on our network at deluxeeditionnetwork.com, and check out our episode this Sunday, Christmas, with Sam Benjamin and his movie The Payday. And guys, stick around. We'll talk after the show here as soon as I hit end.
Gentlemen, this has absolutely been a pleasure.
Yeah.
That was a great time. Thanks, guys.
Thanks so much for having me.
Thanks for watching, everyone.